what's up? Welcome back, or welcome. You could be a new viewer. If not, hello subscribers, hello people, hello YouTube. What's going on? If you are a new viewer here, I'm Sam. This is 901 Outdoors. We do a lot of fishing. We do a lot of hunting. We don't post a lot of hunting videos because we don't have a lot of hunting content. But we've got decent fishing content.
Stop the cap.
I saw from the title and look at that from the thumbnail. We're going to be doing a rod review, not really a review, but rod comparison, should I say, on a cheaper, not cheap, but cheaper rod and reel combos, or just reels in general, versus a expensive reel and rod combo. We're going to kind of do similar of a review on the SLX DC by Shimano, but I'm not going to go super into depth about it because, you know, that's not what this video is going to be about. If you guys do want to see that video, you are thinking about buying one of the SLX DCs and you're kind of unsure about it because they are kind of intimidating to buy because they're almost $200 for just the reel and they don't come as a combo. Actually, I don't know if they do. I could be wrong. You can correct me down below in the comment section below. I know you guys will. Excuse me. But what was I saying? Cut. Anyway, we're gonna jump into somewhat the review on this SLX DC. It is the 150 HG 7.2 to 1 gear ratio reel. It was $189. Pretty pricey, I know. But I got it paired up on a Bass Pro Shops cranking stick in a, I'm not gonna look at it, 7.3 medium heavy. I think it's a fast action. Yes. No, extra fast. Action rod, $100 rod. So that's a $289 setup. With the Biden taxes now, probably more than that. But $289 setup versus a $70 setup, or I think these are like $79 setup. Or I got this one on sale. They're normally like $129, but this was at $97 at Wally World. If you're not from the South, we call it Wally World. We don't call it Walmart. Or if you're from the North, not the South, that's what we call it. But yeah, these are cheaper. These two rods are a lot cheaper than a $289 rod. There we go. Good job, Sam. We'll start with this one right here. This one, the red one, this is another Shimano. This is a Lose. Rod just hit the fan. It's good. This is a Lose American Hero combo, little speed stick combo rod. I got a left-hand retrieve. I got this for my birthday last year, and my girlfriend bought it for me, and she didn't know you have to specify which hand it is. That's all right though. I like to work walking baits, or not just walking baits, topwater baits with my right hand. I'm right-handed, so normally I reel in my right hand, but I like to work my baits with my right hand when I'm using a topwater. So the left hand actually worked out good for me. It's a 6.4 to 1 gear ratio. I do like that rod a lot. I end up in the summertime is mainly when I use it, just because you don't really throw topwater in the winter. Then you can, but I just generally don't have much success doing it. So this rod normally gets brought out in the summertime. You know, that end of May to June to August time frame is when it gets used the most. But when I do use it though, I mean, it's probably my third favorite reel. These are probably my top 3 reels that I own, or just fishing rods in general that I own, probably from first, second, third. I don't know, guys, you can see this, but the most expensive, of course, is probably my favorite. Not because it's the most expensive. And then it goes to the Cassius, which is it's a Shimano that's the SLX. It's a Shimano Cassius rod and reel combo. I got it from Wally World, like I said earlier. Like I said, this is a Lose American Hero combo. I have an order from my favorite to least favorite ones, and I just picked this one up, and it's already up there in my tops. And I haven't even taken the zip tie off for this one, so it's still fairly new. I thoroughly enjoy both of these two rods, they end up being, you know, go-tos for me. They get brought on every fishing trip that I do, or fishing trip. I go fishing about 6 days, or I say 6, about anywhere from 3 to 4, sometimes 5 days a week. So they get used a lot. So they have seen their fair share of use, and they're still kicking to this day. I've had this one for about a year. I've had the SLX for about 2 years, a little over. No, we're pushing 2 years now. And then, like I said, I just got this one last week. So it's a nice. I'm enjoying using this one. I keep finding myself using it. I can't really make myself put it down, especially right now with it being close to the spawn. They're starting to stage. That chatterbait is wearing them the hell out right now. I love it. I preach a lot about chatterbaits. I think they're probably the best bait out there, especially the Z-Man jackhammer in black and blue. Probably the best chatterbait out. But one of our pro staff companies, Hoop Jigs, they make a really good one too. I'll link him down below in the description, and you guys can check him out. And if you want, I will also link our discount code right below it, so you can use our discount code and save yourself some jack on some chatterbaits, jigs, stuff like that. But yeah, enough with the little what do you call it? It's not an ad, but a little shout out to them for, you know, he hooked me up. So there we go. But yeah, I'll get into a little bit on the SLX. You know, the bread and butter, probably what you guys clicked on this video for. You probably don't care about anything else. Is it worth it? Yes, it is well worth it to spend the extra money on a reel or a rod. You get a better quality rod and reel. Pros and cons. Pros would probably be, well, it's a DC. If you guys don't know what a DC is and you're curious and you want to know, you're debating getting one, but you don't know what it is, it's the brake system in the reel itself. They are digitally controlled brakes. So you can set the brakes up, which is, there's a wall there. We'll try to turn it. There's a brake little dial right here. I believe it goes up to a 5. I've got it on a 2, personally. I normally run it on a 1. But last time I fished, it was super windy. And that is the only reason I have a DC rod. I don't need them. They're just convenient to have. Like I've been fishing for probably over 12, 13 years. I don't need it. Like I can use a brakeless, you know, like a non-electrical brake reel, and you know, it's not a big deal. But somebody just not getting into bass fishing or using a bait caster in general, either one works. You know, it doesn't matter. If you've never used bait caster, you've been fishing your whole life using spinning reels or whatever, your fly rods, whatever it is you like to use. Zebcos, I don't hate. I like a bait caster. Spinning reels have their place in my arsenal. Have a few of them. But yeah, if you're just not getting into it, I would definitely consider getting a digitally controlled brake system reel as your first one, because it teaches you the ropes. It shows you the ropes on the correct technique and form. I guess that kind of sounds weird saying form technique, but I mean it's true. It builds muscle memory in stopping the spool with your thumb, you know, so it doesn't backlash. It stops that from happening if you can get reps at it. And if this can help you get reps in, because you're not going to be messing up as much if you set the tension, which is this knob right here, and the brake system up correctly. You don't get really many backlashes at all. If you're just picking it up and you're brand new with it, excuse me, you're going to get backlashes. That's going to happen. So don't let it intimidate you or make you not want to get one, because they are worth it. They have their place. Another reason I bought the reel is because I like the sound it makes when you cast it. It makes a little whine noise. I think it's cool. That's another reason I bought it. It was an investment for me. I know I'm gonna have this reel for a long time if I want to. Had it for 2 years. As long as you take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. I've caught hundreds of fish on it already, and I love it. So I highly recommend. Well, I don't know what I just said just there. Highly recommend you picking up an SLX DC. If you have the money and you just want to say screw it and just go all out, because you are assured now by this video, hopefully, never know, that the DC rods or reels, I wish there was a digitally controlled brake system reel. That doesn't exist though. I don't know what I'm talking about. If you want to go all out because you have the money and say screw it, this video reassured me that the DCs are worth it, and go get a Corrado or something like that, go for it. Do what you want. But the system in these reels, the brake system in these reels are really good. Shimano probably makes the best one. To me, it's just my personal opinion. You can roast me down below in the comments if you want. I don't really care. More comments for me means more algorithm time for me. So do what you want. Enough of that. This is I think I've already said before in the video, this is the Cassius. It was a $129 rod in real combo on the website of old Wally World. Like I said, I got it for 97 bucks over last week, and I love it. I love the hell out of it. It is a great rod and great reel. It's a 7.2-to-1 like the SLX. It's on a 6.8 medium action rod. It's my go-to bladed jig rod. I love throwing bladed jigs on it because of the sensitivity you get in the tip of the rod and the feel. You can set the hook and it's not going to rip the hook out of the fish's mouth. Because 9 times out of 10 they're going to be running at you and you don't want to set it and rip it out of their mouth. You can feel when that fish bites it and swims with it, and you can set the hook on it whenever you know you can get a hook set. Obviously, can't speak anyway. Yeah. And then this American Hero by Luz, like I said before, it already is my top water rod. It's a $79 reel, I believe. I could be wrong. I will link all these rods and reels in the description below. So if you guys decide you want to go get one after this video, you can click the link on it. It'll be highlighted in blue, which means you can click on it, and it'll take you right to the page where you can buy it. But yeah, I love Luz and Shimano are probably and Abu Garcia, probably top 3 for me. But those 3 main brands, which all you guys have probably heard of before, those are my favorite rod and reel companies. They just make good quality stuff. It'd probably be Shimano, Luz, and then Abu Garcia. They all make good quality product. I wouldn't go out and buy a $30 or $40 Walmart or Bass Pro Shops brand reel. I do have probably 3 Bass Pro Shop brand reels. One was a cheaper one that I got a long time ago. Still works. So there are reels out there that you can spend less money on and get that'll last you a long time. You just, like I said before, you just got to take care of your stuff. And I've got some more expensive, like Johnny Moore Signature Series reels from Bass Pro Shops. Still using. Probably, I think that's one of my first bait casters I've ever had in my life, and I got when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. Still in my arsenal. I think it's probably like a $99 to $120 reel, just like this. Had it a long time. The Johnny Moore series, of course. I just told you I got that one last week. But yeah, to answer the big question, is it worth it to buy a more expensive rod or reel? Yes, absolutely. More money. It depends on what brand you get. More money you pay, for me, the more pros and cons there are to a better reel. More features, just stuff along those lines, like grip. The grip comfort gets better. The look gets better. The smoothness of the bearings in the spool get better. It's just better. But if you're just new to it and you're not wanting to drop a bunch of money on a expensive rod, you can go out there and buy you a $70 rod, and you can get away with it. Like I wouldn't even say get away. You'll have a really good rod or reel. I could go out there and buy 10 SLX DCs, and that's all I would run. But it works. It does the job. It works, and it makes it, with it being such as good of a rod as it is and reel, it makes it fun to use. Like when you have a good quality reel, it makes it fun to use. I enjoy casting it. It's very smooth. I found fluorocarbon on these 3 rods, or DC reels, is what works the best for me. I had a lot of backlashes using braid on this reel. But that also goes down to the ratings on your reels and what you should be throwing, test-wise, and how much you put on it. If you secure your line down with tape or whatever you secure down to your spool, so your spool wire, what am I talking about? Clip. So your spool of line doesn't move around, because there are ways you can mess up your spool that aren't just not casting right. Like you can mess up your spool if you don't spool it right. That's very important as well. So that's another thing to consider. And if you're using cheaper rods, you're like, I'm not buying an expensive rod and it mess up like that. Or you're using a cheap rod or cheap reel and it's messing up and you think it sucks. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go buy an expensive rod. It's not going to do that anymore because it's got electric brakes. You could not just be setting up the line properly. That's also a factor. But yeah, I think it's worth it to go out there and buy a more expensive rod and reel, just for me personally. But I also have a lot of cheaper rods for less than 150 bucks. They get the job done. They're really good quality rods and reels. I love using them. They're going to stay in my arsenal. Yeah, that's that. Like I said before, if you guys want a more in-depth video about this SLX DC, please be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know. I mean, it is a fishing reel. There's not a whole lot you can say about it. I mean, I can probably make a 5-10 minute video on talking about it, if that, if I'm just being honest with you. But yeah, if you guys want to see that, I can do that. I know I covered a lot of it in this video. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to type away in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. If you didn't like something about it, if you liked something about it, drop it down below. Constructive criticism is always appreciated here. Lets me be a better YouTuber, better person, and I appreciate that stuff. And if you're a new viewer, which product reviews generally tend to get higher viewership on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button, smashing that thumbs up button, and dropping a comment. It really helps me out. It pushes me up in the algorithm. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. Later.